All right, so today we're gonna make this short and sweet, but I want to paint a picture here. You ever see somebody that is sick and they always say, "No, I'm not sick," and they have like maybe a bad cough or something, and then you tell them to go get checked out, or you say, "Hey man, you're sick, like you got a bad cough," and you're like, "I'm okay," or somebody is saying, we try to tell them that they're sick and they say, "No, I'm fine," and they don't go to the hospital or anything like that. And then finally, eventually, it gets worse and maybe they end up going to the hospital. And then, we be like, "Hey, is everything all right?" Like, "Yeah, man, I found out like I had bronchitis or I found out I had this." And you be like, "Oh, okay, so you did have something." So same thing with like what's happening in the world today. So let's look at racism. There's people that are racist and they don't even know it. Racism is taught and the only way to end it is through God's love. But you know what I'm saying? If you think about it, that should be an honor that we found out through this election that a lot of people are racist or have a problem or anything like that, But the thing is to love them, and when we find out, when you go to the doctors, right? What does the doctor say? Okay, tell me what's wrong with you. So, and they ask them and they tell them, okay, this is what's wrong with me, And if the person doesn't know what's wrong with them, they tell them, "Hey, this is what I'm having." So you find out, the doctor says, "Okay, well, these are the symptoms. This is what I feel like. This is what you have." So the same thing with racism. So we see the symptoms of racism, and that allows us to pray for them. It says, the effectual fervent prayer of a righteous availeth much. So God is allowing, even through this season, for us to pray for those racist people, It's not about us, it's about him, you know what I'm saying? And I understand it doesn't feel good, but some people didn't know that they were sick with racism. So where does that lead us? That leads us to pray for them. That's why God said, "Pray for your enemies." And now we know how to directly, pinpoint our prayer, because we can pray for them, because a lot of them don't think that they're racist. And that's what we have to do. So, and pray for those individuals that are, rioting and doing things wrongly, saying that's what we're supposed to do. A lot of times, even when, things happen in our life, as far as like gossip, when gossip comes to you, we're supposed to pray. We're not supposed to gossip like, "Girl, guess what so-and-so did? Hey, yo, bro, look at so-and-so. Look what they doing, man." You know what I'm saying? But we're supposed to pray for them. That's what we're supposed to do. And God is allowing us to pinpoint our prayer directly for them, and that's the blessing, that we can sit there and pray for our enemies, or we can sit there and pray for people that don't know they sick with racism, or don't know they sick with gossip, or whatever the case may be. So I definitely wanted to let y'all know that I'm praying for people. Just wanted to definitely be a blessing. Like I said, today it's short and sweet. So, hey, that's what God said do. So I'm going to do that. I'm out. Love y'all.